Hey, seventh graders. Today is the beginning of our science fair board work time, and so I just want to show you a couple tools that you will be able to use, and then Mr. Stahl is also going to share some examples of boards with you. So when you are working on your science fair boards, you are going to want to go to your Schoology course, and of course we're going to choose science. So as you can see, I'm just going to do exactly what you need to do so you can follow these directions. So we're going to go to our science course, and we are going to go to Science Fair Resources, and we're going to click on Display Boards. And here are the resources that you're going to use. So the first thing that you're going to be doing is the outline, and you're going to make your own copy of this file and add in your info. And then you need to delete anything that's in yellow. So when you click on this link, it looks like this. And as you know, you're going to need to go File, Make a Copy, and I'd like you to change it to your name, Science Fair Board. And when it makes a new copy, you can type in here. So I selected this topic because, so let's say my topic is what ingredient causes cookies to rise. So I selected this topic because I really enjoy baking. My research question is, what ingredient makes, I'm going to change it to cake, makes a cake rise? And then your hypothesis and variables. If I remove baking soda from a cake recipe, then it will not rise. Whoops, typo. Because baking soda causes a chemical reaction that releases, you guys can see my typing skills were affected by my concussion, among other things. A chemical reaction that releases a gas causing the cake to rise. So you may remember that you already wrote your hypothesis and variables. It should be in your paper science fair packet if you're doing that, or your digital version. But let's say you can't find either of those things. You're going to go back to Schoology, and you're going to go back to Science Fair Resources, and you're going to click on Hypothesis and Variables, and in there is your assignments, and you will be able to find your hypothesis right here. Here's your research question. Here's your hypothesis. Here's your variables. So you're basically just copying and pasting this from your hypothesis and variables assignment into your display board outline. It is very laid out for you. Even the size of the font is already the correct size. So all you're doing is filling this in, okay? Remember, you copy and paste. You do not start everything from scratch. You have already written all of these sections up, okay? It's just a matter of going back into your old assignments for Science Fair and Schoology and copying and pasting them. I have not been able to grade your graphs. I will have an update for students on those tomorrow, at least with who turned them in and who didn't, and hopefully I'll have them graded as well. So you're going to fill in this, and then you're going to have somebody proofread it for you, and then you're going to have somebody else proofread it for you. And once you've had it proofread at least twice, then you can print. So we won't get to the printing stage for this until like Thursday or Friday. So you're going to have all week to work on this, okay? So I just want to go through this really quick again. Purpose, hypothesis, variables are in your hypothesis and variables assignment. Background research is in your background research assignment. Remember, you made those Google Slides. The procedure is in the procedure and materials assignment. Data table and graphs is in your data table and graphs assignment. We have not done the results and conclusion. Okay, it says right here that we're going to use the cheat sheet to write this up. So if you go into the results cheat sheet, which was linked, the results summarize the results without interpretation. So you're writing about the numbers, but in a sentence format. Write about the graphs and what they show, but not what they mean. This serves as the evidence used to write your conclusion. Aim for 5 high-quality sentences. Here are some sentence starters. You don't need to use all of them, okay? So you would say something like, I observed that 3 out of my 4 cakes raised correctly. That's probably not the right word to use, but you get what I'm saying. According to the data, 3 cakes were 5 inches tall and 1 cake was 2 inches tall. I repeated the experiment 3 times and I got the same data results every time. You can see that that's it. Like, that's all you would have to say. You don't want to start saying, this is why this happened or this supported my hypothesis. All you're doing is explaining your numbers. You might note if there's a difference between different trials. You might note if you see changes or if your numbers increased or decreased. So if you see a trend, okay? But you don't want to start saying why you see a trend or what caused your results. So that is that section. And then the conclusion, again, you're turning each section into a paragraph right here. Okay, so turn each section into a high quality sentence, then turn it into a paragraph. So you're writing one sentence where you restate the hypothesis. Here's your sentence starter. So you would literally start writing your paragraph. You could do it right in this document so you have it in front of you. So you would say, this is view only, so you can't type it in here. My experiment hypothesis was that baking soda would, if I remove baking soda, then the cake would not rise. My data does support my hypothesis. All of the cakes rose correctly except for the cake without baking soda. Overall, the data supported my hypothesis because the cake was only 2 inches tall without baking soda and the rest of the cakes were 4 inches tall, etc. Okay, so you're using the experiment the sentence stems right from here. So again, this is very laid out for you. You can consider this a giant fill in the blank worksheet, okay? So don't overstress, just use the resources that we're providing for you and it should be very manageable, okay? So that should be more than enough to get you started on all of these sections. You are going to be working on this throughout the week. I had a lot of questions about boards. Boards should be 3 feet by 4 feet. You should not bring boards in until the day that they're due. So at school, you can do the typing, the proofreading, the printing, the mounting onto construction paper, but I want you to actually put the board together at home just because I don't have room for 60 boards in the classroom and I don't want to be responsible for keeping them safe when I'm not here. So those were the main questions I was getting via email. If you have questions, of course, check with Mr. Stahl first. If he can't answer your question, please come and see me in the mornings before school starts. So right at 8 o'clock when the doors open, you guys have 15 minutes to come and talk to me. Also, you can email me questions. Many of you have been doing that, and I hope you feel like I've been getting back to you in a timely manner. And then that's the only information I have for you right now. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you really enjoy that we're getting to the ending point. And I really believe if you guys remember to use the resources and follow the directions, it should not feel too overwhelming for you. Okay, thanks guys. Have a fantastic day.